Yo, it's Floppish here. And today we are going to revisit an old video of mine. It's called 7 Ways to Get Fruits in Blox Fruits. We've come a long way since that video. Since we've hit 300 subscribers, and thank you guys for 300 subscribers. What better way to celebrate, other than recreating an old video? And don't worry, I've added a couple of new methods in this video. So without further ado, let's get into the video and method number 1. The first method is called services. You may have heard about it, if you've watched my videos. The easiest way to describe it is when you help people with Blox fruit tasks, and in return, they will pay you in the form of a fruit. Or if you are lucky, you can get a game pass. If you want some examples of popular services to do, then you can do things like raids, Dark Blade v3, Race v4, sea events, like Leviathans, and even titles. This YouTuber got heaps of fruits just from giving the Raging Demon title. Now I will be showing you how to start a service business. I will be doing raid services for this example, but you can use the services that I mentioned before. Firstly, you will need Discord and you will need to join Blox fruit servers. Secondly, you will type your text, you will have your prices, and rules in that text. You can make a server to type your text, so you can keep on copy and pasting it without retyping it again. But to find your prices, you will need to join a Discord server that has a channel of the service that you are going to sell. I would recommend you join the Blox Fruits Discord because it sells all of the services that I was talking about. Now once you are in the right channel, just look at other people's fruit prices and make yours slightly cheaper. You can use the Blox Fruits value list to help you with the values of each fruit. But once you have your prices and rules in your text, just paste it in the channel that's about your service. Make sure you have not going first as one of your rules. It might take some time to get a customer because you won't have any vouchers yet. But once you get a customer, get their payment. Do the service that they ask for, and don't scam because your reputation will be cooked if you scam, and you won't get any more customers who will trust you. But once you finish the service, then you are going to ask them to vouch for you. This is an example of a vouch. Once you get the vouch, just add vouches 1 in your text and keep on increasing as you can get more vouches, so when people ask for your vouchers, you can just show it to them. This is probably the best, but the most complicated way to farm fruits, as I've done this method before, but it might take some time to do. But we'll move on to method number 2. Trading is by far the easiest method to do in this list. But before you trade, you'll have to learn the values of the fruits. To do this, you will need to go on bloxfruitvalues.com on Google and you can look through the values of each fruit and memorize it. In order to trade effectively, you are going to join a Discord server. I recommend you join the official Blox Fruit server, or the Fantasy World server for trading. Once you're in the server, just go down and click on the trading channel and check out the trades there. You can just look through the trades and try to spot a W trade. By the way, when you look through the values, you have to look at the demand as well. Demand is basically how popular and how much people want the fruit. High demand indirectly increases a fruit's value. You can also post your own trades. I recommend trying to go for small WS, because it's much easier and much less time for you to get small WS. The only downside is, you can only trade 5 times per 8 hours. So when you run out of trades, you can grind, PvP, or even touch grass. Now let's move on to the next method, which you can do if you run out of trades. This method is quite simple to understand. But the basics are that you make an account, next you are going to grind it to level 50. Then after that you are going to spin at the jungle island, but instead of doing that, I recommend you wait for a new fruit to come out and save your accounts for it. When the update rolls out and the new fruit is released, you can use all of the accounts that you've saved up. And you can try to spin for the new fruit. The new fruit will have a super high value in trading due to the hype, and you will be able to trade it for a much higher price. Even if you don't get the fruit, you will have a massive pile of fruits and you will most likely get a handful of decent fruits. You can use 2 times EXP codes to speed up the grinding process. Best part by far is, there is no limit to the amount of accounts you can make, and you can do this method anytime. Now let's move on to method number 4. Method number 4 is the C events. The C events is the most versatile method on this list. You can get much more than just fruits. You can get fragments and money as well. But first, I will show you how to do it. Firstly, you will need to be on the 3rd sea and have a decent fruit equipped like awakened magma, for example. Next, you should be on the Tiki outpost island preferably. Next, you are going to spawn a boat and go straight until either a ship raid spawns. When you see 2 small ships and 1 big ship spawn, then that's how you know that's a ship raid. When you kill the big ship, you will have a chance of getting a random fruit, and alongside that, you will get 200 fragments. While you are sailing your boat, there's a chance of a seed beast spawning, and when you kill a seed beast, you will get the chopper hat, 250 fragments, and 150,000 belly. Assuming that you aren't using the 2 times money game pass. You can use that money to buy endgame gear, and you can spin fruits with that money, which will add up to your inventory. But that's all I have to say about that method. Now let's get into the last method. Last but not least, we are in the final method. You won't be able to get fruits from this method if it's not Halloween, but you will still be able to get things like money, fragments, fire essence, and hollow essence. You might need a private server for this method, due to hackers and bounty hunters. But let's get into how you can do this method. You will need to be in the 3rd sea, and you will need to use the quake fruit and fully awaken it. Next, you will need to be at the haunted castle island. As a bonus to this method, you will need to equip the chopper hat. After that, you will need an auto key presser. For this, I will use a program called Tiny Task. Next, you will set your auto key presser to automatically spam the V move. Now you are going to jump on top of this building and spam your auto key presser. That is all for this method. As I've said before, if you want to get fruits from this method, you are going to have to do this during the Blox Fruits Halloween event. But once you're done AFKing, just talk to the Death King at the building near the graveyard and start rolling. You will only be able to roll 10 times every 2 hours. But yeah, that is it for this method. Now that is the end of the video. The reason why I didn't add methods like spinning fruits, fruit notifier, and factory raids is because they were too obvious and most players know about them. Please make sure to comment, like and subscribe. If you have any tips to share, then please comment it down.